honestly, try honesty. No, just tell me what I want to hear, 'cause it could save us. Let me fly, I've got my hopes, but I can hardly see why I'm still chasing. It's not worth it for me.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you new around here, my name is Danny and I am so not an expert. Happy Sunday morning to you and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be working on our Home Sweet Home project. It's a project we started back in July and it is so much fun. I'm loving it. So this morning I did a little bit of prep work to kind of get us moving a little bit faster, and I'll tell you more about that in just a couple minutes. But first, I just wanted to remind everybody, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're at about 487 subscribers and our goal is to get to 500. I teased it to you guys a few weeks back, but I do have a huge giveaway for when we get to that 500 subs. I have this like random hair that just keeps tickling me. I have a special giveaway for when we reach 500 subs. It's a full jelly roll, 2 charm packs, a bunch of patterns, and I think there might even be some background fabric in there. I can't remember. It's sitting up there in a shelf and I don't remember what's up there. So I teased it to you guys a couple weeks before, so go check that out. And maybe I'll show it to you guys again in another week or so to hopefully get things moving. I'm going to hop into chat here in just a minute and say hello to everybody. But first I want to give a quick special shout out to the very first person in chat this morning, and that was Tracy from Sojourney. Good morning, Tracy. Thank you so much for being here and thank you so much for being that very first person in chat this morning. All right. So sweet is what we're working on today. Super excited. So this morning so we've cut up all of our colored pieces. So all of our pre-cut stuff, you know, that we had I think it was a layer cake that we were working with. I don't remember now. No, it was fat quarters. That's what it was. It was a fat quarter bundle. We're working with fat quarters. We cut all those up. You guys might remember from the last time I screwed up the cuts on one of the pieces, so I had to dig through my stash to find another piece of fabric, which I was able to find. Yay! So I didn't have to worry about that. That is all squared away and put in this container down here. And now today we're going to be cutting up all of our background pieces. And then once our background pieces are cut, then we're actually going to be able to start sewing. Yay! You guys know that with any new project, there's always a lot of prep work that goes into it before we can get started with it. And that's just kind of the name of the game here. So we've got all our colored stuff done. We're going to cut up our background stuff today. And then hopefully, we might even get a little bit of sewing done today. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. First and foremost, I wanted to just make a quick announcement to you guys before we dive into things. You guys may have noticed this already on the channel, but I have not put it on Facebook yet because I'm a little behind on things. I have added 3 extra live streams to the channel for September. Now you guys will notice that there are 3 live streams that all have the exact same thumbnail on them, and they're all on Saturdays. That's right, we're going to be doing a Saturday live stream. Actually, we're going to be doing 3 of them in September. Every other Saturday, I'm going to be doing a very special live stream from 5:30 to at least 7:30 p.m. Central Time, where we're going to be doing a sewing 101. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not necessarily quilting. It's going to be a little bit of sewing involved, just regular everyday sewing type of things involved as well. Maybe some quilting thrown in there, who knows. But I'm going to be bringing in some special guests. And now when I say bringing in some special guests, I mean physically bringing in some special guests. They're going to be here in my studio with me and they're going to be the ones sewing. And you and I, we're going to be teaching them how to sew, or they may be teaching us how to sew something. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try it out. We're going to see how it goes. That's why I'm only doing 3 of them. There are 5 Saturdays in September, but I'm only going to work with 3 of them. So you get 2 of them off to do whatever it is you guys are going to normally do. So make sure you check those out. The very first one starts on September 2nd, and then we have the 2nd, the 16th, and then the 30th. So I'm really excited for that. So that was one of the other things I was doing early this morning, is I was prepping some fabric for that as well. So I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to meet these special guests that we're going to have. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let me hop into chat because I am like all over the place this morning. Let me hop into chat, say hello to everybody in there, and then we're going to get started on cutting this fabric up. It's so exciting. All right, let me hop in first. So I already said good morning to Tracy. She was the very first person in chat, and then Kathy was in there. She was Nancy was really close second. So good morning to you, Kathy. Hello, how are you? I hope you are well. Nancy, good morning. Nancy said she had to take off to go to church, but that's okay. She was going to leave us open, and that's not a problem. She's going to catch the live later. No worries. Nancy, thank you so much for joining us today. Hi, Beverly. Good morning. She says, hi, good morning, Danny, and everyone in chat. Good morning. Melina, hello. It's so good to see you again. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Hi, Dad. Good morning. Good morning. She's saying good morning to everybody. That's so great. Looks like Satisfying Sewing Saturday 101. Oh, I like that, Tracy. That's a good one. I might have to borrow that one. All right, so that's where we're at right now. If I missed you in chat, please make sure you say hello. I didn't see anybody else's names in there just yet, but that's all right. Make sure you say hello. I'm not sure if Lucas is going to be joining us or not. He's a little distracted this morning. Tony decided to come in for a visit, so she has been spending the weekend with him. She actually stopped by yesterday to say hello, so that was really sweet of her. So I got to see her. She's doing really well. She went back to school, so she had the weekend off of work, so she came up for the weekend. She's about a 3.5 hour drive, so it's not something that's super convenient, but it's definitely something that she can do for a weekend. So that was really cool to see. Hi, Dawn. Good morning. Hello. How are you? Hello, Callie. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We need to cut up some fabric. I've got my iron on. I've been using it all morning, so it's like super hot. I want it to cool off. I don't think we're going to be using it anymore today, but I'm going to let it cool off a little bit here. So you guys tell me. That reminds me, last weekend I had to cancel the stream kind of last minute, and I didn't even get it canceled on YouTube. I ended up having to do some weird things with it. So I wanted to apologize to you guys for having to cancel last minute on you. I wasn't really feeling very well. I feel like I was fighting something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't COVID or anything like that. it might have just been exhaustion. I'm not sure. But either way, I woke up in the morning Sunday and I was just dragging. I was just so tired, and I'm like, this is not going to work out well for me at all. And I like to be a happy, high energy person here on camera, and dragging was just not going to cut it. So I went ahead and said, nope, we're not doing this today. And so then I went back to bed, and y'all, I slept almost all day. Apparently, that is what my body needed, is it just needed to sleep. Because that is what it did. I slept almost all day, on and off, all day long. I even went to bed that night when I was fine, and by the time I woke up Monday morning, I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was much better than I was the day before. So obviously my body just needed some extra sleep. So sorry about that. Sorry that we had to cancel our Whip Your Flow project, but that's okay. We'll get back to it. I was able to work on some stuff. I don't know if you guys can even see it here in the corner, but I've got some more strip tube stuff, some more strip sets down here that I was working on that mystery project. So I did still get some work done. It just wasn't on camera for you guys. So, but we'll pick up with that again soon. Yes, Terry, see, sleep does a body good. Absolutely. Yep. And I guess that's just what mine needed. It just needed to sleep for an entire day. But that's all right. All right. So let's get back to what we were doing here. Now, I've got my cabinet kind of closed off a little bit here just so it looks nicer on the cameras. I don't know where I'm going to put you guys. I'm going to put you all... I don't know. Let's put you here for now. We'll see how that works out. There we go. You guys know I did buy a new Martelli cutter because mine kind of broke on me. I'd had it for probably over a year and a half, and I do use it quite a bit. So for it to have broken on me was really not surprising. One of the internal pieces inside of it actually broke. So I had to buy a new one. So I do have my new Martelli here with me, and I do have, it's got a brand new Martelli blade in it. So it's super extra sharp, which is awesome. And I did save the blade because what you guys might remember on my old Martelli, the old cutter, I had just switched out the blade. So I did save that blade. We'll go ahead and we'll use that another time. Trying to clean this edge up here. I'm going to clean this edge up first, and then we can get started sewing here. Yes, Melina. Melina is exactly right. We all need a little bit of extra sleep every now and again. And that is just what my body told me I needed. So I went ahead and gave it to it. I was so much better because of it. So that lesson learned, guys, you know, listen to yourself, listen to your body. If you're feeling tired, if you feel like you're dragging, you just don't feel like yourself, you know, pay attention to those things. And really really give your body what it needs. You know, not just food-wise, but sleep-wise too. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and trim off quite a bit here. Kind of, the cut on this is kind of wonky, and so I'm just gonna trim it off to give myself a nice straight edge. Make it a little bit easier. Butter. Cuts like butter. Wonderful. Amazing what a new blade feels like. Oh, love it. Kelly says hello to all from the still hot and somewhat smoky Fraser Valley of British Columbia, east of Vancouver, an hour or so. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kelly. It was stifling hot here at the beginning of the week. It was awful. We were like 1 degree away from setting a record, a decades old record, for the hottest day of the year, the hottest temperature, I guess, on record. I think it was, don't quote me on this because I could be wrong, but I thought it was 115 was the temperature on Tuesday or Wednesday this week. It was with the heat index. It was 115. I don't think the actual temperature was 115, but with the heat index, I'm pretty sure it was 115. And there was like, if it went up to 116, it would have broke the record, but it was like it matched the record at 115. It was the weirdest thing in the world. But all I know is it was hot. It was hot and it was humid and it was just nasty out there. It was awful. So we didn't really do a whole lot outside. It was horrible. And that was basically Monday through Thursday of this week. Actually, I think it was even longer than that. I think it started over the weekend. I think it started on like Saturday, but then it got really bad towards the end of the week. So I'm sure whatever that heat was that we have, you guys are probably seeing it now over on the East Coast. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I feel your pain. I understand where you're coming from. The good news is that it doesn't last long. And then it cools off. And Friday, I took the day off on Friday because I had to take my car in to have some work done. And after the work was done, I drove home, and it was like the perfect temperature. I mean, it was the perfect temperature. The sun was out. The sky, there was a couple of white fluffy clouds in the sky. It was absolutely beautiful. It was like between 75 and 80. I think my car read about 78 when I got in it. By the time I got home, it was about 81. So it was like between 75 and 80 degrees outside. There was a nice light breeze coming through. Oh, it was perfect. That's all I can say. It was absolutely perfect weather. I rolled all the windows down in the car. I drove all the way home with all the windows down, the radio up really loud. You know, that's how I roll. And so it was just, I enjoyed every minute of it. And then I got home and it turned out I was going to have to, even though it was my day off, it turned out I was going to have to do some work from home, which was fine. I had no problem with that. There was a situation that came up that I had to take care of. Not a big deal. But I thought, you know what? It is gorgeous outside. It is like perfect weather outside. So I took advantage and I thought, you know what? When life gives you lemons, you make some lemonade, right? So I went ahead and set up a temporary desk situation out on my back patio. I put the umbrella up, I sat on my back patio, I set up the laptop, I had the laptop going, I've got my wireless phone for my headset. It was perfect. So the dogs and I spent all day Friday outside, and that's when my skin's a little pink here. But we spent all day Friday outside while I worked. And it was like the perfect office setting. So if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen me say that this was my office for Friday, and I took a picture of me sitting outside on my back patio. It was wonderful. So I encourage you guys, when the weather turns cooler again, get out there and enjoy it, because boy, was it gorgeous. Oh God, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was so, so nice. So, all right. So enough distractions. We really need to get to work today. You guys know me. I get distracted easily. Excuse me. Melina says the temps by her are cooling down, so that's good. Oh, good, good, good. Jerry Trace just says, oh, yum, gotta get some lemonade now. Starbucks passion tea lemonade. Ooh, that does sound good. I'm not a huge tea person, but I'm sure for those of you who are, I'm sure that would be a lot of fun. All right, so here is, in case you guys haven't seen it yet, this is the Home Sweet Home pattern that we're working with. Can you guys see it? There we go. It is so cute. It's like these little houses. They're absolutely adorable. So that is what we're doing. Oh, and right now we're just cutting all the fabric for it. So I need 2 strips at 4.5. So let's do that. 4.5. Kathy, oh my God, that is such exciting news for you. I'm so happy for you, and also happy belated birthday to you. I know I put it on our channel. I know I put it everywhere that I possibly could, but happy belated birthday to you again. That is so great. She says she's going to enjoy the nice weather here coming up. She says, I will, Danny. I'm getting my prosthetic in BC a couple of weeks. I can't wait to walk again. That is so exciting for you, Kathy. We are so excited for you. Please make sure you post pictures on your Facebook groups. We're just so excited for you. That's so, so great. We can't wait to hear all about it. All right, 4.5. Hi, Linda. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. I hope you are well. I hope the weather by you has turned beautiful like it has by me. Mr. Wizard and I went out last night. We went to the bar and had some food and some drinks, and the weather outside was, again, it was just perfect weather. I looked at him and I said, man, if we weren't so dang tired, we could go home and start a bonfire, because it was like perfect bonfire weather, but we were just so dang tired. You know what it is? We're getting old. We can't hang like we used to. Mr. Wizard is much older than I am, so I like to give him crap for it. But he still keeps up with me for the most part, so. Alright, so there's my 2 4.5, so I'm going to cut those into squares later on. But since I got the big bolt out here, I'm going to go ahead and cut up what I need. So I need 1 strip at, so these were 4.25, oh, these were supposed to be 4.25, not 4.5, shoot, so I'll have to cut those down. Actually, I'm going to take one of these, because I'm going to need a 4.5 anyway. So now I need a 4.25. Because this is what happens. And you know, the worst of it is, it's on this pattern, I even circled. Because 4.25 is a weird cut size for me. So I even circled that I needed 4.25 to make sure that I got the quarter, and I still got it at 4.5, so go figure. Go figure. This is what happens. Linda says, well, I'm good, but raining today, but we can use the rain. It's supposed to get cooler. Yeah, Linda, we could use some rain. We had some rain for at least 4 or 5 days of rain. Just before it got hot. It was like last week, I think it was raining. 2 weeks ago, it was raining. It was a 4.5. All right, 4.5. This one I need to cut a 1/4 inch off, which is never easy to do, but we're gonna do it anyway. 1/4. There. It's always easier to cut those 1/4 inches off when you have a nice, super sharp blade. Alright, there's my 2 4.25. Here's my 4.5. And then I need, let me just double check here. I need 2 more 4.25. And then we're going to cut them all into blocks. Two more 4.25. We might actually get some sewing in today. Wouldn't that be awesome? So this morning I went ahead and ironed up this fabric that we're cutting up now. I ironed it up so that I didn't have to do that on camera because it just seemed kind of silly. And then this is the 4.5. That kind of saved us a little bit of time this morning, so we're able to do some cutting a little bit faster. I got some extra here in case I need it. Aside for right now. All right, let's see what we got going on here. My hair is like a boober. I got my fan going because it's always a little warm in this room because of all the lights and stuff. And just because the door's closed and it's just poor circulation in this room. But so the fan is blowing my hair all over the place right now. Tracy wants to know what brand is the large ruler next to my quartz iron. This is an Arteza. This is an Arteza. It's not one of those grippy ones. It's just a regular ruler. It's a 6-inch by 24-inch ruler. I love it. I use it all the time for the large pieces. I think I bought it on Amazon real cheap. I didn't pay a lot for it, and I think that's why. This is an Arteza. Like I said, it doesn't have any of that grippy stuff on it, like a Creative Grids ruler would. But I love that I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it's green. The colors are green all the way around, and then it's got the black. So it's got green and black, which makes it easier for me to kind of see the lines. So that's an Arteza, and then I have Omni Grids are my smaller ones. Those are these square ones here, and my smaller ones are Omni Grids, as well as my triangle ones. And then I have my Creative Grid Stripology ruler down here. So, strongly recommend it. Kelly says, we made s'mores and croissants last night. OMG. Ooh. That does sound good. I've never heard of that, but that does sound good. I'm not a huge marshmallow person, but I don't mind the chocolate. The chocolate works for me. I'm not a huge marshmallow person, but the chocolate works for me. That for sure. I like how well I can see around. I like how well I can see the marking around the edge. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so for this one here, it's a 1/4 inch from the edge of the numbers, I guess, to there. So that's a 1/4 inch there, which is really nice because then it makes it easy. But I love this thick border all the way around it. So that's a 1/4 inch border all the way around, which makes it really nice to work with. So yeah, so that's my Arteza. Arteza. I love it. It turns out I'm not going to end up needing to use it. I pulled it out because I wasn't sure, and it turns out I'm not going to need it. So I use this one is my like go-to. This is my 6x12. I use this one like all the time. This is my go-to. All right, so let me just clean off this edge here. Actually. Tracy says most of her rulers are Creative Grids. This one, the Stripology ruler, is the very first one I've ever had that's a Creative Grids ruler because, let's face it, they're a little pricey. This is the first one I've ever owned that was a Creative Grids, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's really nice. Of course, this is a Stripology ruler, so it's a little different than your normal standard ruler, but I do like the grippy on it. There's a grippy on this one too, which is really kind of neat. It's in between each of these lines, so it doesn't move at all. And I do like the grippy. I do like that a lot. She says, "Oh wait, I think it's a quilter's choice." That's all right. We won't hold you to it. It's okay. All right, I'm just cleaning off this edge here. Down. All right, so for this first 4.5, this is the 4 1/4. Yeah, this is 4 1/4. I need 4 1/4 squares, so that makes it easy. So 4 1/4. 2. So I'm just cutting up 4 1/4 inch squares. Each cut is going to give me 2. So I've got the fabric plate doubled up there. pull them apart a little bit after. Some people are just like boom, boom, boom. I have a hard time seeing the cut line sometimes, so I like to kind of slide them apart a little bit after each one of my cuts, just so I know exactly where that line is. You don't have to pull it apart a lot, just enough to see that pink come through. The pink from my cutting board. Wow, I'm having issues with words today. Oh damn, that was like so close. Wait till you guys see this. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show you this on camera. Look at this. This is how much I had left over. It was literally the fold. That's all I have left is the fold. Too funny. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Uh-oh. I only got 10 on this. Which means I'm gonna need 3 of these. It's alright. I need to cut one more. So pull this one out. Lay that on the line. Here. See how many we can get out of this one. So what has everybody been up to these last 2 weeks? I saw a couple of postings on Facebook about a couple of things that people were working on, which is awesome. Thank you so much to you. You know who you are for contributing to our Facebook group. I really appreciate that. It's always easier when the whole community is participating as opposed to just me. Although I've been posting a couple of funnies on there, nothing project related, just a couple of funnies that I found that were really, really funny that I wanted to make sure I shared with you guys. So if you're not already a member, please make sure you go check out our Facebook group. You can do !FB in chat for Facebook. I'll give you a link. We also have Instagram too. I'm not as great with Instagram as some people are. I'm still learning that one a little bit. I'm much better at Facebook. It's just kind of my generation, I guess. Last week, you might remember I mentioned that Mr. Wizard went to a show. He went to a model car show where he entered a handful of his own stuff. Unfortunately, he didn't win anything, but that's all right. Because he said he learned a lot, which is always what he likes to take from that stuff. He learns a lot. He comes back. He approves. He, joins again. So one of these days he'll come home with something, I'm sure. And somebody had asked once what the prizes were. I didn't ask him. I don't remember. I think they're gift cards, but I could be wrong. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Alright, so here's 20, and I actually need 24. So I'm going to grab one more of these. I'm going to make 2 cuts. And then I have 12 small pieces. Kathy says her rulers are Creative Grid and Omni Grid and Omni Grip. She has 1 Fiskars. But Melina wants to know what the difference is between grid and grip. Good question. I think she means the Omni Grid and Omni Grip. Mine are Omni Grid, which is a brand name. For me, it's the actual brand. So it's Omni Grid is the actual brand. So maybe the Omni brand has a grip version, which has grippies on it, I'm guessing. I really don't know. But mine are Omni Grid, so I do know what that was. Kathy says nothing that she's discovered, just the name. There you go. So it's just a different brand name. Now, Creative Grids have the little grippy. It's like weird. It's like a piece of, it almost looks like a piece of double-sided tape that's on the back of it, honestly, but it's not tape. It's some type of texture. And so it makes it so that they don't slide around, which is fantastic. You can also buy stickers that I've seen on Amazon and other places where you can just put stickers in random places too. So I recommend if you're going to do that, make sure you use a lot of stickers, and I would put them in between. This is just my own recommendation, but I would put them in between each of the intersections of the the inch markers. I would put them in between the inch markers. Maybe not every single one, but you know, space them out evenly. So then that way your ruler doesn't rock. It stays nice and flat. So as long as you have, if you're going to use the stickers, make sure you put stickers evenly throughout the ruler instead of just in a couple places, because otherwise it will rock a little bit, which can cause your cuts to be a little off. That's my recommendation. Good morning, Teresa. Hi, how are you? It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy you're here. Kathy says she loves Creative Grid rulers. Well, I only have the Stripology one, but I like that one a lot. Okay, so I need 2 cuts at the 4 1/4 first. Oop, that didn't work out well, did it? I moved. I have to trim that one up now. It's alright. Good morning, Sandra. So good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Happy Sunday morning to you. If you're in chat and I have not said hello to you, please say hello again so I can see you. Or you can tag me just to make sure I see it, because I hate it when I miss people. I watch my live streams afterwards just to kind of see how things are going and how I can improve. And I also read the chat while I'm doing it, and it never fails. I always miss somebody, and I feel so terrible as I'm watching it going, oh, I didn't say hello to them, and I feel terrible. So if I don't say hello to you, please do me a favor and tag me and say hello to me again so that I can, and keep harassing me until I say hello to you, because otherwise I will feel bad. So, alright, so there's my 4 1/4. Now I need 12 with 2 1/4. So I'm going down to the 2 1/4 line here. I need to do 12 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I'm gonna be short. That's alright though, I have one more strip that I can work with. Tracy says, one thing she does not like about acrylic rulers is that the bright lighting causes terrible glare. Yes, it can. Absolutely. I have a light, and I know you guys probably can't see it because I have the camera set up the way I do, but I have a light that sits up here. And it's a little bit brighter than the actual ceiling light that's in this room because the ceiling light sucks. So I have so many extra lights in here. But there's one, it's like right, you guys can't see it, but it's literally like right here. Okay, it's just above. I mean, you can see the light, you know, like that, so you can see the glare. But the cool thing is this particular light is one of those, it's a dual, it's got both the, it's got both the white light and the amber light in it. So, and because it's got both of those in it and I can adjust it, there's actually no glare. It does not produce a glare because of the kind of light it is. I mean, I really have to like work hard to get the glare. And so that's really cool. That's one of the things I really, really like about it. But this light here, this is just a regular, this is the light I usually put behind my machine. This one will give me a glare. Every time. Every time. Hi, Patty. Good morning. Kelly says she'll work on her panel quilt in a little while. The sun needs to move around a little bit first. It's only 9 a.m. Not a problem. All right, so these are done. This is for on. Let me get these marked up here. Yes, thank you. She says neat. I said thank you. Looks like I'm gonna need to get some more clamps from Mr. Wizard. Mr. Wizard, if you're watching, I need more of those black clamps. These little ones. Little ones with the orange tabbies on them. I need a couple more. Yeah, a couple more. I think I have them stashed somewhere. I don't know what I did with them. So if you're watching, if not, I'll get them from you later. But I need a couple more from you, please. Oh, ouch. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna need too bright in the sewing room right now. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Terry says, "Ooh, I want a light like that." You know what, Terry? I actually went to it's an online store. I can't remember the name of it at the moment. I get emails from them. Like, I literally get harassed with emails from them all the time. It's an audio and visual equipment store online. They have some really incredible deals. I won't lie to you, it was a little expensive. And I bought this one as a 2-pack. It was 2 lights, 2 light stands, and the plugs, because you have to buy the plugs separate. Go figure. Because they can also be battery operated. Give me a minute and the name of the website will come to me. But yeah, that's where I bought mine. And then I actually have this one. It's actually anchored on a mic stand. I have one of those mic arms, you know, that you would normally see like on a computer desk. I have it mounted. I should really show you guys what my sewing room looks like behind the scenes. And I have it mounted on the shelf inside my cabinet because there's not really anywhere nice to hang it from. So I actually have it on one of those arms on the shelf. I should show you guys with the fact that with my computer, well, my studio actually looks like, oh, Mr. Wizard did hear me. Yeah. You did hear me. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. He did hear me. And he knew exactly what I was talking about too, because I actually gave him these. I bought these for myself for when I was doing, when I was sandwiching projects. I bought these for myself to hold on to, and then it turns out I didn't really use them or need them, so I gave them to him, and now I've been slowly taking them back. Slowly taking them back from him. So. There we go. It's one of the nice things about having him watch my channel, other than the fact that I get more views. When I need something, he can hear me ask for it. Thank you. All right. So I have 10 of the 12 pieces that I need here, so I need to cut 2 more, and then I can start cutting the other pieces that I need. Oh no, I actually need 24. Oh boy, that's a good thing I didn't screw that up. So I actually need more than that. I'm gonna need to cut this whole strip. Melina's over there taking advantage of the slot machines. I mentioned it earlier, but you guys might have missed it. Lucas is otherwise entertained today. Tony came home for the weekend, spent time with him, so he was spending time with her this morning. So he is not here, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so there's 12. Weird pop-up just came up on my computer. It's a weird one. Was not the right size. Let's try that again. As soon as I did it, I'm like, that wasn't right. I cut 1 1/4 instead of 2 1/4. Oops. What happens when you're not really paying attention? I feel like I have more of those somewhere. I wonder if they're in the cabinets. Melina says, not her day for slots. Sorry to hear that. Seems like everybody has. Lucas was able to, last time when he was here with us, I think 2 weeks ago now, he was able to mess with the payouts on it, so increase the odds. So you guys should be winning more often now. He knows how to do all that stuff. I do not, so I just let him do it. I just let him mess with that stuff, but he was able to fix it, so you should be winning more often. If you're not, well then just blame him. That's what I do. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 20. 22. 2 more. Let's count all these up, make sure I've got the right amount here. Oh, no problem, Tracy. Yeah, I'm happy to help give you any information you need. I'm just trying to figure out what the name of that stupid... I get emails from them every day. I will figure this out for you. I will. Just give me time, it will come to me. It just comes to me at random times sometimes. 2, 4. 12, 14, 15, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm happy to share any of my equipment information with you guys. I mean, as the channel indicates, I'm definitely not an expert in any of this stuff. A lot of my equipment, especially all my lighting, came from this website, if I could remember the damn name of it. And that website, the information from that website actually came from my marketing department, the corporate company I work for. They were the ones that gave me the recommendations. So I don't I don't have any experience with any of this stuff. They're the ones that are my my go-tos for this stuff. Why was the It's gonna bother me now. I will find it. find it and I will tell you guys what it is as soon as I find it. It's like, it's a famous company too. But they're online only. They don't have any stores or anything, and they have this email that they send out every day of lightning deals. Now, I've always waited for the lightning deals before I bought stuff, but it's basically audio, visual and visual equipment. So microphones, cameras, lighting, that kind of stuff. It's the name of it. This is gonna bother me. Let me see if maybe they sent me an email today. And maybe I can answer this for you. Let me see. So I get emails every day, but I don't remember if they're just Monday through Friday or if I get them on the weekends too. I might even have a bookmark. Well, here it is, B&H. B&H, the letter B, and then the ampersand sign, H. Photo, video, and audio equipment is the name of the company. Just Google it. I don't know the exact email address. But they send out emails every day with these, some of these are amazing deals. Like the arm that this light sits on, the arm is normally like $40. I got it for like 12. The lighting set was normally like $200, and I think I got it for like $40 maybe. Yeah, so sign up for the emails and then just keep an eye on them, and then that stuff goes on sale quick. Yeah, B&H, that's the name of it. So glad that I was able to figure that out. Yes, check them out for sure. Yeah, that's where I recommend getting all of your audio and visual equipment from them. I have gotten a bunch of stuff from them. I've gotten all my lighting. I've got different types of lights for different things. I've gotten all of my microphones from them that I've used in the past that I've been trying to, you guys know I've tried to test out different microphones to use and I just couldn't really find one that worked well. But I bought all of them from them. All my headsets are from them. So yeah, no, check them out. They have some really cool deals there. Morning, Tracy. From Craft to Simple Life, good morning. So good to see you. Okay, so this one is all done now. I'll just scrap off with that one. That's big enough that I can keep that one. And I'm gonna need probably one more of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that first. We are cutting up fabric for our Sew Sweet project. It looks like we might actually get a little bit of sewing done today. I say that, of course, and then I'm sure it'll prove me wrong. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Get a little bit of sewing in. A little bit. I know how much you guys like to see me bring the machine up, so we'll bring it up today. 4.5. Need one more strip of 4.5. Tracy says she's back from her trip, so she's trying to get organized again. Bravo, Tracy. I think you told us where you were going, Tracy, but I apologize. I do not remember. Can you remind us where it was you were going? Remind us again. I forgot. All right. I need to make 24 blocks at 2.5. So I'm actually going to layer these. Lay these out together. this edge first. Family trip to Spain. Oh, wow. Wow, that was a heck of a trip. Wow. I'm jealous. Spain, France, and then primarily in Italy. Oh my goodness, that's a heck of a trip. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. 2 1/4. Oh gee, that only needs 12. So I didn't need most of the strip. You know what, guys? I am like all over the place today. I only need 12 of these. So I only need to make 6 cuts. That sounds like a dream trip, Tracy. Oh my gosh. I've been to Europe twice and I went to the same place both times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's for work, but I did still get to do a little bit of sightseeing, so that's nice. I would love to go back though. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I love the history. There's just so much more history there. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. Alright. So I didn't need that extra strip. That's alright though. Oh geez, she says she came home with COVID. She's been dealing with a migraine. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Tracy. That is the only bad thing right now about travel, is the threat of COVID. And I know that COVID cases are ramping up, at least here in the States. I'm not sure how things are going for the rest of the world, but I know here in the States things are ramping up. There's been rumors and speculation about certain things may or may not be happening, and I won't repeat what they are, and we won't talk about them on the channel, because I don't want to get into anything political, but I have heard that the cases are increasing. We'll just stick with that. We'll keep it there. We'll keep it light. Alright, all of our pieces are officially cut. Yay! Let me pull this up here. We can pull this out and put all of our... we still have to do sashes and borders. We still need to cut those, but we will cut those later. We don't need to cut those right now. They're not critical to the process just yet. So we will get back to those soon enough. Here's my scrap bag. All these fabrics in here, scraps. I swear I had more than 2. All right. For those of you who did not catch it on Facebook, I will show you really quickly the fabric that I found, the replacement red fabric that I found from the last time, and there it's right here. So it's the red plaid checkerboard. Thought that worked out really well with all the other. It's real patriotic pieces, so I found that in my stash. So I went ahead and used that to replace the red piece that I had kind of messed up a little bit. And now we have all of these pieces here. Let's see which ones we're going to need. Okay, let's see. So, assemble the Home Sweet Home blocks. Assemble unit using matching fabrics. So the chimney unit measures 2 1/4 by 15 1/2. We're going to make 12 total, so we're going to need K, J, and B. K, J, and B. B. B is, that's D. This one is F, E, C. Here's B. Okay. Let's go ahead and start on those. See how far we get. Maybe we'll add another one. Looks like we may actually need to use the iron today. Alright, so I've got the letters here that we need. Put my pattern. Put that away for now. Let me put my rulers away since I won't need those. Somebody asked me once what I'm using as hooks here, and these are just command strip hooks. They're clear, so then that way they don't really show up on the video very well. But they're clear bases, and I just hang the rulers right on those. Works out really well. I have had them fall off the wall once before, so be careful. It got really, really humid in the house, and they just fell off the wall. This is the craziest thing. Okay, put my mat away. I bought this. This is my second mat that I bought for this room. This is a larger mat. I love it. So nice. Bought it on Amazon. Alright, let's get the machine out, shall we? I'm thinking we're going to use white thread. I was going to use red thread for this. I think I'm just going to use white thread. It's already in the machine anyway. Ta-da! Does anybody else hear angels sing? Every time I open her and I have to lift her out, I hear angels singing. Oh. All right. Hi Gladys, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hi Cheryl, good morning. Thanks to you as well for joining us. So good to see you both. Welcome back to the channel. We are working on our Home Sweet Home project. That's so sweet. Home Sweet Home project. I just finished cutting up all of the pieces that we're going to need to start putting the blocks together, to put these like Home Sweet Home blocks together. So we're actually going to get to start a little bit of sewing today. Not a lot, but a little bit. So that is what we're working with right now. So, Cheryl says, awesome sewing desk, Danny. Oh, well, thank you very much, Cheryl. I appreciate that. This is actually a sewing cabinet, not just a desk, but a whole cabinet. This piece here, I mean, obviously you saw the machine comes up, but this block here actually slides into the cabinet, and then there's two doors that close. So when it's all closed up, it looks just like a curio cabinet, or an armoire, if you will. So when it's all closed up, it just looks like a normal piece of furniture. This actually used to be in my kitchen before I moved into what was my daughter's bedroom, which is now my sewing room. This was actually in my kitchen for a little while, in the corner in my kitchen. So that's why I needed something that kind of looked like it was supposed to go there, but then it could like unveil. So one of these days I'll actually shut the whole thing up together and show you guys. We can pull the whole thing out so you guys can see what it looks like. But normally, I mean, like I said, I use this room for sewing now all the time, so I don't really put it away anymore. I just leave it open. But thank you. Hi Lorraine, good morning. And I got this cabinet as a steal. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. I had no idea when I bought it that I got it for the steal that I did. I paid less than $100 for it. It's two pieces. It's the bottom piece and the top piece, and this is a hydraulic lift. It's an electric hydraulic lift. I've seen ones that are manual lifts. I used to have one of those too. But this one's an electric hydraulic lift on it, which still works, which is awesome. But then I saw this exact cabinet at my local quilt shop. They were selling one They had used it as a display piece for a while, and so they were selling it, and it was in pretty sad shape. And, you know, the hinges were all kind of kittywampus, and the doors didn't really shut very well, and it was a little banged up and bruised. But they wanted like almost like $800 or $900 for it. I mean, it was just crazy. So I can only imagine what mine in a much nicer condition is worth. So yeah, so this has actually become the most expensive piece of furniture in my home, and I didn't even know it. so we take extra special care of it now, because now that we know exactly how much it's worth. So yeah. All right, so there's the K, there's the J, and here's B. Okay, so what I need to do is take 2 of these. 12 stuff on the other. Okay, so I only want 2 of each types of fabric. That's 8. Oh, please. It says I need to make 12 total. Oh. So I'm going to make them all then. Because there should be 24 pieces here. 2, 4, 6. Hold on. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, okay, so I'm going to use all these. Okay. Sorry, I just confused myself. I do that a lot. But yeah, I confused myself. Hi, June. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Sunday morning to you. You were just watching me confuse myself. Which is not really hard to do. I do it a lot. So, okay. So for each piece that we're making here, I need 2 of these. 1 of these for the middle. And then 2 of these. Okay. We're just going to start sewing these up here. Actually, what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew up all of these to these. We're going to chain piece these. Make my life a little bit easier. We're just going to chain piece them all. There we go. So we are going to start on a little bit of sewing today. We'll get the, looks like these are the chimneys for the houses, so we're going to get those going. Again, if I didn't say hi to you in chat, please say hi again so I can see you. I hate it, absolutely hate it when I miss people. So if nothing else, you're doing it for me so that I don't miss people. Hang on. Gotta make sure I'm doing this right. These tone-on-tone fabrics are so hard to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So I just want to make sure I've got it correct. I'm going to do real quick just to make my life a little bit easier. With these tone-on-tone fabrics, I like to write them. This is something that Becca taught me how to do. Just take a second and flip them all over so that the right sides are facing up, so that as you're going through them, you're not like making yourself crazy trying to figure out which one's the right side. So I'm just going to flip them all real quick so that my brain knows what I'm doing here. And since I'm doing it, I'm going to do these real quick. Tracy says off topic. All right, well, hold on, Trace. Let's see what you got there. But does anyone have Embryolent Essentials digitizing software? I'm thinking about getting it. I've never even heard of it, Tracy, so I can't help you there. That might be a Facebook question. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that. Sorry. Hi Cheryl, good morning. I think I said hello to you already, but if I didn't, good morning again. We are working on our home sweet home project. We've gotten all the pieces cut up. Now we're going to go do a little bit of sewing here. Oh, embroidery machine software. Okay, Tracy, I got you. Yeah, I do not have one of those, so I cannot help you there. It's off topic. Well, no, it's still sewing related. It's not off topic. But if there is anybody in there that knows anything about it, please comment to her. But yeah, I think that's probably more of a Facebook question because there's a larger group of people there that can comment on that. And you might not even want to try asking on Kathy's Facebook group because her Facebook community is much larger than ours. So you'll have a broader audience to reach out to. Yeah. But you're welcome to ask questions like that in chat. I have no problem with that. As long as it's not political or religious. I don't care what you talk about. We've talked about all kinds of crazy things on this channel. But I do like to keep the politics and religion out of the conversations. Not because I have anything against those conversations, and not that you don't have the right to have those conversations. It's just they can become very heated, especially in a text format like chat is. So it's really just better to kind of keep the peace and keep those conversations out of chat. That's really all it is. But yeah, no, embroidery, that's still sewing related. It's not off topic at all. Dawn, I was looking at the 2 quilt blocks that you gave me, that you sent to me a while back. I was looking at them, and I am so impressed by your corners. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you did it. They are gorgeous. They were very intimidating this morning when I was looking at them. Oh yeah, Tracy, I get that totally. She said they're just pricey enough that I really want to get somebody else's opinion. Oh, for sure. Embroidery. I mean, I looked into just the machines, and the embroidery machines are just crazy expensive. So I can understand wanting, besides a salesperson's perspective, I can understand why you'd want a user's perspective for sure. But that's why I say the broader the group, the more the better chances you'll have of getting an opinion. So that's why I recommend reaching out to in Kathy's community. Her Facebook community is much larger than ours, so you'll reach a broader audience. Of course, you're welcome to post it in our Facebook group as well, but I just feel like you'll get a better response from hers. Dawn says her secret is gobs of starch. Huh. Well, I do use starch, but probably not as much as I probably should. But they're gorgeous. They were absolutely gorgeous seams. You, girl, are an expert. I am not. I am not, for sure. But I've decided we're going to turn those into display pieces for my wall here behind me. So we're going to sandwich those up. I've got some extra background fabric we're going to use, and we're going to sandwich those up and hang them up on the wall there. So you'll see them again soon, probably in a whip or UFO episode. Oh, Tracy, you are so sweet. You are so kind. I don't believe that at all, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Tracy says, don't sell yourself short, Daddy. You're a sewing star on the rise. Well, I do appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. I don't believe a word of it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Dawn says, nope, just lucky. Except for the slots. She's not lucky on the slots. Well, they are beautiful. But I did notice the fabric is super stiff, so I had assumed that you used a lot of starch. Do you soak your fabric in starch, Dawn, or do you just spray it? I know some people actually like dip their fabrics in a liquid starch and then like hang them dry. It's just crazy. I've seen that. I think that's a bit much, but that's just my own opinion. Kelly says the sun's moved around and it's no longer shining in her sewing room, so she's going to go do a little bit of work around the border for the panel quilt. Absolutely, Kelly. No problem. If you could take us with us, please take us with you. Please do. If not, we understand. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press these. The directions do say to press these towards the colored fabric or away from the background. So that is what I'm going to do. Bye, Kelly. Faultless spray starch in a can at the grocery store. Oh, okay. Is it an aerosol can or just a regular spray can? Dawn says she's got some chores to do. She's going to go lurk. No problem, Dawn. We understand. We appreciate you being here. Heat that up real quick. Gladys, I think I said good morning. Oh, aerosol. Okay. Gladys, I think I said good morning to you already, but in case I didn't, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you new or that have popped in here late, missed my announcement this morning, you may have seen it on the channel already, but we are going to be doing a special. In September, we're going to be doing 3 special live streams on Saturdays. Saturday, like afternoon, like around dinner time, basically. It starts at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a new series on the channel. We'll see how long it lasts. For right now, I'm just going to do it through September, maybe through October. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But it's basically Sewing 101. So not necessarily quilting, but Sewing 101. And basically what we're going to do is I'm going to be bringing in some special guests, physically bringing them in. Like they're going to be here with me, sitting in front of my machine. We're going to be working on it together. I'm going to be bringing in some special guests, and we're going to be teaching them how to make some things. A couple of the guests are brand new to sewing. One of them has never even stepped foot in front of a machine before. The other one has maybe been in front of a machine when they were a little kid, but they can't really remember. And then another one has been in front of a machine for a very, very long time, but doesn't do a lot of quilting. So those 3 guests are going to be on the show, and we're going to be teaching them to do different things. We're going to be making a couple of small projects. working with them on some things. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that starts September 2nd, Saturday, September 2nd at 5:30 Central Time. I did put it on the channel already, and I will get it on Facebook hopefully this week. I'm a little behind on my events on Facebook, but I will get it in there. So hopefully you guys can join us. If not, I understand. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get some new faces, new names and new faces in there too. We'll see. All right. These are all pressed up and ready to go. So, or these are all finger pressed. So now I'm just going to go ahead and give them a quick hard press with my iron. Just make sure they lay nice and flat for me while I'm working with them. Way here. Let's see if I can do this a little bit of a different way here. I'm trying to be more efficient. It's a lot of movement for such a little effort. So let's see if we can do this a little bit better. There, it's better. There we go. They're pretty flat, even just finger pressing them, but I'm going to go ahead and give them a hard press just so they lay even nicer. And then we're going to be adding this second strip here to the center and then putting them together. So hi Judy, good morning. Judy says, late as usual. Judy, honey, don't you worry. I am late to everything, so don't you worry about it. I feel you. You and I are kindred spirits because I am late to everything, including my own live streams. If you guys ever notice, the ticker goes to zeros, and that's usually like a few more minutes before I actually click over because I'm always late. I'm always late to everything, and it's not a matter of not being prepared or things like that. It's a matter of I try and like sneak one more thing in there, like especially when I'm at work and I have a meeting. It's like, oh, I can do this one more email, or I can do this one more order, or I can answer this one more call before I have to go, and then it always ends up throwing me late. So it's it's like when I'm here at home, it's like, oh yeah, no, I can do this one more thing, I can do this one more errand, I can, you know, cut this one more piece or whatever. So yeah, I feel you, I get you. You and I were kindred spirits. It's fine. It's no problem. I joke all the time that I'm going to be late to my own funeral. In fact, I told my husband, I said, if it comes down to it and he ends up living, you know, longer than I do, which he's much older than I am, so it's, I mean, it could happen still. But I told him, I said, if he ends up living longer than I am, I want him to purposely start my funeral 10 minutes late. Because I want you to start it 10 minutes late on purpose. Because she's always late to everything. So that's the thing. Is I said I want it done on purpose. Maybe not 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes would be okay. But I want it started late on purpose. And I want it pointed out that it started late on purpose because she was always late. And she used to joke that she was going to be late to her own funeral. So. All right, those are all pressed up. Okay, so now I need to put these in pairs. Put them in pairs. Actually, we're just Judy says it's funny. I hope so. I hope it gives everybody a laugh. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to sew one on, and I'm going to set one up. these, one of these. Tracy from Craft to Simple Life says, I used to be that way. I lose track of time so easily. Now that I'm retired, it's not so bad. Well, then I have something to look forward to, Tracy, although it's going to be quite a few years before I can retire, I would think. Quite a few years. Judy says she was never late until she retired. That'll probably be me. I'll probably be the opposite, Judy. I will probably be late to everything, and then when I retire, I'll be on time. That's probably the way it's going to work for me. Instead of, yep, that's a joke. Some weird music today. I told you guys, I select the same channel every time. I don't change the channel, but the music on the channel, just sometimes it's really weird. So this morning was awesome. It's like really high energy beat music, and even now it is, but now it's there's some weirdness to it. it's something weird. But this is what you get for using copyright-free music, so it is what it is. Oh, what did I just do? I think I just did something goofy. Let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I forgot to. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this now so that I don't forget. Because I can see myself getting distracted and forgetting again. So, there we go. So these can get set up here. So get over here. Alright. I won't get distracted again. Linda, honey, you spelled thimbles wrong. It's an I, not an E. Try again. So close. Try again. There we go. Second time's a charm. Second time's a charm. There you go. Uh-oh. Looks like Tracy's trying to start a heist. If you want to get in on that, you can do exclamation point heist space and then the amount of thimbles you're willing to risk. Luck of the draw. Good luck. Alright. Put these up here. These over to the short edge. Go back. Like that. The only problem with doing this is now I don't know which side was the shorter side. I think it was this side. Let's see. exactly 4. 4 1/4. So this is this one. J with this one. So we'll do it that way. Tracy says, I'm babysitting my little Yorkie. He has a boo-boo. Aww. Aw, poor thing. So she thinks she'll sit there and make a little doggy blanket for him. So sweet, the poor baby. I hope he feels better soon. I hate it when our fur babies have, I mean, I hate it when our children have ailments too, but it seems like our fur babies, it's much worse because they can't actually like verbalize what's wrong with them. Whereas our children just like to whine. Sometimes. I always feel bad when our fur babies don't feel well. So she has a ton of puppy print fabric. Surprise. I can understand that. I'm really excited because I finally found a background fabric for our t-shirt quilt for the for the zoo animals. I found a zoo animal fabric that I purchased. I'll show that to you guys when we get back to the project. I'm not going to show it to you now. It's better to show it to you when we're on the project. But I'm so excited that I found something that I liked. That I think will work really well with it. I don't really have one specific fabric that I collect. One specific type of fabric that I collect. Honestly, I don't really collect fabric that much. I mean, I have a bunch of fat quarters and stuff from boxes and stuff that I've received. But I don't really buy fabric just by, because I don't really have anywhere to store it. I think that's my issue, is especially right now, I really don't have anywhere to store it. Eventually I will have a spot to store it, and so I'll be able to kind of display it like Becca does or like other people do. So I'll be able to do that. I do a lot of pre-cut stuff. I do buy a lot of that because it's easier to work with. But I don't really buy a lot of fabric like off the bolt. What kind of fabrics do you guys usually, what is your go-to? When you see it, you just kind of have to have it. And we know Tracy from Sojourney, she said she uses puppy fabric. She's got puppy fabric and dog fabric that she kind of tends to lean towards. What is it that you guys lean towards? Is it patriotic? Is it Civil War era? Is it purples and blues, or is it batik fabrics? What is it? I love batik fabrics. Tracy says, "What? Children don't whine when they're sick." Okay. And she says, "Oh well, always." Children, husbands. No, they don't mind. Sandra says, whatever catches my eye. That's a good answer, Sandra. Judy says, Tim Holtz fabric. She says she collects them and she slowly uses them. Cheryl says it's a Civil War reproduction fabric that she prefers. I can understand that. Oh, it looks like everybody won that heist. Congratulations. Tracy says she loves Tula pink fabric. Never really, You know, some Tula Pink fabric I'm okay with, but for the most part, I love the bright colors of her fabric, but I don't like all the pattern of it. It's just, to me, it's a very busy fabric, and I'm not big on busy fabric. You know, I don't mind a single pattern, like this one here is a single pattern. You guys probably can't even see on the TV, but it's busy fabric. It's not busy fabric. There's a lot of it, but it's not busy. Whereas the Tula Pink stuff, it's very, very busy. There's a lot going on. Okay, I need to figure out which side was right. Okay, I left it the way it was supposed to be, but let me just make sure. That's the 4-inch. Uh-oh. That's 4-inch. That's 4-inch. That's not good. Something happened there. 4-inch. 4-inch. Ruh-roh. Okay, so the K fabric is 4 1/4, and the J was 4 1/2. The J fabric is actually bigger. Okay, 4 1/4. Cheryl says she doesn't care for K facet fabric. I have to agree with you there. There are some K facet fabrics. It's just not my thing. Again, it's the busyness of it. The busyness is not my thing. All right, I think I've got it this way now. Tracy from Sojourney says one of her favorites is batik fabrics. Yes, I love batik fabrics. I love it, especially the multicolored batik fabrics. You know what my absolute favorite fabric, and I know it's just so silly because it's just so boring, but it's grunge. The grunge fabric line is my absolute favorite, especially when it's one of the grunge colors that has like a little bit of mixture of other colors in it. It's not huge and overwhelming, but it just has these little teeny tiny touches of other colors in it. Those are my favorite. That I could own all of the grunge fabric line. Seriously, I could own the entire thing. And I would be so happy about it too. Shit. This is what happens when I'm not paying attention, guys. Some pieces up wrong. Alrighty, right? But you know he was coming out. This is the co-host of the show today. And every day. Jack is the co-host of my show. And everybody please, you know, put your hands together and welcome the co-host. He's back. He's back. Terry's Yorkie's name is Tax, I guess, and she says he's becoming so spoiled he growls at the other three when they come near her. That's not good. I mean, I laugh, but it's not really funny. Okay, let's try this again. The trick is that I've chain pieced these together, and now I have to make sure that I'm matching up the fabrics because the fabrics need to be the same type. I screwed up this one because I put the wrong piece in there, so I gotta grab this one. Tracy says she used to buy fabric from Joann's and Walmart, but now she's addicted to the higher quality fabric that she can get online or at a local quilt store. I understand that. I understand that completely. It depends on the project. If I'm doing a quilt project, I will use higher quality fabrics because I want it to last forever. If I'm doing something simple and silly, like, you know, my cat block here or some type of decorational piece, then I will use lesser expensive, lesser quality fabrics. If I'm making, sometimes I'll put some weird things together, like for a while there was making cup cozies. So they were like this thing that would strap around a coffee mug or a water bottle to kind of absorb some of the sweat or absorb some of the heat. I was making those, and I was making those with an more inexpensive fabric, less higher quality fabric, because I didn't feel like they were something that was going to last forever. So I would buy the Joann fabrics or the Walmart fabrics for that. And even some of the online fabrics are not as high quality. You have to be careful. But yeah, I agree with you. That was the other thing that Tracy mentions as well, is using it for practice. Agreed. I would buy the really cheap, Amazon has them a lot. They're like packs of multicolored fabrics, fat quarters and such, and they're super, super duper cheap. They're like, oh gosh, I can't even tell you the prices, but they're like 50 pieces for $12 or something crazy like that. And it's like 50 pre-cut pieces for like $12 or something. I will buy a package of those when I'm wanting to practice with something. Sometimes it's messing with some of the stitches on a machine. Sometimes it's my free motion quilting stuff when I want to practice that. Sometimes it's trying to make a block without having to use like high quality fabric. Then I will definitely use a really cheap, inexpensive fabric just to kind of mess around with, because if it tears or it rips or it breaks or it just doesn't hold up to the practice, it's okay. It was basically a throwaway piece, and I don't really feel like, in those cases, I don't feel like I was wasting any money. Like, I got my money's worth with a cheap piece of fabric that I was using for that. So yeah, no, I'm with you there. I will absolutely, and I have a bunch of those pieces of cheap, really, really, really cheap fabric around here in stash and bins and boxes and things for various things. Okay, last one is officially sewn up. I'm not big on a scrap fabric user. I should probably get better at it, but I'm not. I have scrap fabric everywhere for everything, and I'm just not really great about using it, and I should probably be better at it. I have a tendency to just give it away. I usually put it in a giveaway to you guys, or when you get a free notion, when you claim one of your notions, sometimes I'll throw in some scrap pieces of fabric that I've got that I was working with that are, decent sized. Because you just never know what I'm going to come up with. But I am not good about scraps. I should be better at it, and I'm just not. That's probably where I waste the majority of my money, is on scraps. Because I'm just not good at it. Some people are fantastic at it. They do a fantastic job at it. I'm just not. I'm not one of those people. As much as I would like to be one of those people, I'm not. this one here, this piece here, this whole piece needs to be, so I need to pull it out here. Okay. Co-host is out again. I need to actually sew this one to this side. Yeah, Tracy said that her Joann's had relocated, so they had some fantastic sales, so they didn't have to move stuff around. That's how she got most of her fabric. That is an excellent way to get it. Is this one line up now? Yes. It appears that a couple of these I sewed up backwards, so I'm going to have to just keep an eye out here. These pieces that I was sewing up together, they're 1/4 of an inch difference. 1/4 of an inch. So yeah, so I have to like I measured them, but some of them just are not lining up the way I want them to, so now I'm kind of measuring them again. Bye, June. Thanks so much for joining us today. You have an amazing rest of your weekend. We will see you next week, hopefully. There's 1/4 of an inch difference between the two outside background pieces and the inside background piece. So it's like trying to make sure that they're all lining up. And you'd be surprised how much that 1/4 of an inch difference makes. So I'm just trying to double check and make sure that they're all lining up the way I want them to. Kathy says she's got to run. No problem, Kathy. You have a great rest of your weekend. Friends, if you haven't already, please check out Kathy's channel. If you do !Kathy in chat, her and Sandra do a ton of really fun stuff over there. It's like a quilting retreat every time you go over there. It's so much fun. She does live streams Monday through Thursday. So make sure you check them out. She also has a Facebook page as well. I don't have a link to her Facebook group. I think eventually I need to add it, but check her out also. Her and Sandra have so much fun over there. I try and join them in whenever I can. Tracy says, I can't chat and sew at the same time. This will give you all a break from my incessant talking. Tracy, don't you worry about it. I joke all the time, talking is my superpower, so don't you worry. As long as you're not talking more than I am, I don't think we have a problem. Not a problem at all for me. Talking is one of my superpowers. I may not do it well, but I do it a lot. right. See what we got. All right, cool. All of those are done. Yay. We can officially check that one off the list. We've made all of the chimney units. So now we can move on to the oh, it's the roof pieces. Okay, it's the roof pieces. So we're going to be doing some half square triangles that appears on these roof pieces. It says to draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of the fabric eye squares. So we can go ahead and get started on that. We got about 15 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and put these away because I think we're done with these for now. Put those away. Here. I'm actually going to take this down, put the machine back down so that we can ooh. All right. Let me put these away real quick. These alphabetties are so cool. If you guys do not have a set of these, I strongly recommend them. They're from, I mean, you can probably get them anywhere. They're a little pricey. They're like $10 maybe for the pack of them. I mean, you can make your own if you wanted to. Some people just use like labels or post-it notes or all kinds of stuff. I like the little plastic pieces. They work really well for me, so I use those. All right. So here's my white fabric pieces. Now I need to find my chalk pencils. I have two different types of pens that I use for marking. I have tested out these pens myself on most fabrics that I've used. I have yet to come across one it didn't work on, but that's not to say that it doesn't. So I, always test out markers and pens before you use them. These are called Leonis. Leonis. It's a little bitty teeny tiny ones. They're water erasable pens. I buy packages of these in bulk because I use them so much. I absolutely love them. They're basically a chalk pen as opposed to a pencil. I also have a white chalk pencil that I use as well. If you guys have claimed any of your random notions, you may or may not have received one of my chalk pencils already. I give those away as well. I've not given away the pens because they're a little more pricey, and I haven't found a big bulk package of those yet. But those are the ones I like. So what we need to do, the directions say we need to mark these corner to corner. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Right now I'm flipping them all over to the wrong side because I always mark on the wrong side and never mark on the right side of a fabric. The other ones that I've heard that work really, really well, especially if you're doing like a quilt pattern template type of thing, is just a regular pencil, regular lead pencil. It washes off 99.9% of fabrics, so those work really well as well. Friction pens, I've heard, can work well, but you have to be careful with which colors you use because some of them do not wash out 100%. My daughter Tony used friction pens for one of her tablet things that she was using for a little while, so she tested out a bunch of the friction pens for me. She took a scrap piece of fabric that she had in her dorm room and she marked lines on it and then threw it in the washing machine and tested it out for me, which was really kind of nice for her. She had fun doing that little experiment. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark these up. We've got about 10 to 11 minutes left on our stream, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark these up. Let me grab my smaller here. This is wood, and like I said before, guys, I like to try and take care of this. Now that I've found out this is the most expensive piece of furniture in my house, I try to take care of it. So whenever I'm marking, I just put something underneath it so I'm not marking right on the wood surface. And I just have an extra cutting mat here that I'm going to use to do that with. So, you guys can see the nice bright blue line. Like I said, I have tested it out. It washes out 100% on all my fabrics, but always test it out yourself on your own fabrics. Eating my hair today. It's fun. Extra protein. Extra fiber. Oh, Lord. This fan. I've got the fan going, and normally I have it up a little bit higher, but right now I've got it down low because it is so warm in here today. So I've got it down a little lower, and so it's blowing the hair right into my mouth. It's fun. So much fun. Alright. Just gonna keep marking these up. So they're ready to go for next time we come back to this project, which is about a month from now. I have a 4-week rotation on projects. I get really bored. I get bored very easily with things, so I like to have multiple projects going. I mean, I am a quilter, so I mean, every quilter has to have 100 projects going at one time, right? I mean, is that a rule? I think it's a rule. It should be a rule. So I usually have 4 or 5 projects going at a time. So if there's one project that you like more than another one, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. I always try and post. I pre-plan all of my videos as much as I can, at least for the month. So then that way, if there's a specific video that you guys want to catch more so than another one, you guys will know when they're on. I usually create events on our Facebook group too. I have not done that yet for this latest round of, I have to get on that hopefully sometime this week. I'll have those set up. Including our 3 Saturday live streams in September. Not every Saturday. It's going to be every other Saturday starting on the 2nd. 5:30 p.m. Central Time is when they will start. I'm thinking they'll probably go till about 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. I don't want them to go too late. It just depends on how far we are on the project that we're working on. We've got some guests coming in to, I have some special guests coming in, physically coming in to my studio. They're going to be sitting in front of my machine, doing the work for me. I'm going to be sitting back and relaxing, just chatting with you guys. We're going to be teaching them how to do it. It'll all be easy stuff that you guys have either seen me do on the channel already, or stuff that maybe I haven't done before yet, but will be super easy to do. Not necessarily quilting related, although I might sneak some quilting in there. We'll have to wait and see. The first 3 guests, 2 of the first 3 guests on the channel have never even sat behind a machine, a sewing machine before. So they have no idea what they're doing. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to make some really easy projects for them. And then the very first guest that we're going to be having for this Sewing 101 special is someone who is experienced at sewing, not necessarily at quilting, but at sewing. So we're going to probably have them do a little bit of quilting. Like a small mug rug, a couple of little piecing, maybe a star pattern piecing, and get some quilting in there. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Dawn says, well, I got to scoot. Thanks for being with me while I sew. Oh, Dawn, no. Thank you, hon, for being with me while I was sewing. I appreciate the fact that you turned me on and you let me take part in your day. I really appreciate that. You could choose any other channel to watch or any other show to watch, so I appreciate the fact that you chose to spend your time with me. You have an amazing rest of your weekend. Hopefully I'll see you next week. I'm still waiting for the day where I turn on the camera and I start the live stream and nobody shows up. It has yet to happen. It's never happened, even with my very, very first channel. It's never happened. But I'm just waiting for the day when it does. It will happen someday. It's got to happen at some point, right? Naomi, good morning. I don't think I saw you pop in earlier, so if I did see you and I missed you, I'm sorry, but good morning. She says she's packing. She's getting ready to move. Well, I hope it's an upgrade, or maybe it's a downgrade, because, you know, maybe that's, you know, the smaller space is what you need now. Either way, I hope it's for the better and not for, I hope it's for good reasons and not bad ones. Packing is such a terrible thing. It's just so awful. It's just, I hate packing. This is why, you know, I probably will never move again, ever. My house is a single-story house. There's absolutely no stairs. There's not even a single step to get in the house, which is great. Everything's on one level. It's a small, tiny little house. It's got a one-car garage, 2-car long driveway, small yard. I mean, it's got a yard, but it's a smaller yard. It's a fenced-in yard, so it's got privacy. I mean, it's kind of perfect, really. It's, you know, when the kids were little, when all their kids were little, it was a little bit of a cramped space, and we had Mr. Wizard and I had talked about upgrading, you know, getting a little bit of a bigger space so that the kids had more space to work with. But every time we decided it was something we wanted to do, it was like, well, you know, the kids aren't going to be around. You know, they're going to be moving on to school soon, and they're going to be this and that. And now they're all in college, and it just seems silly now. So we're staying. We decided to spend the money, invest money into the house and make it what we wanted it to be. Make some upgrades that needed to be done, and go from there. Tracy says, Danny, you mentioned mug rugs. I can't see the rest of your comment. Hang on. The stupid part is in the way. Give me a second. Where's that heart is in the way? She says, Danny, you mentioned mug rugs. Lisa Kaplan, is Lisa Kaplan one of your guests? No, Lisa Kaplan is not one of my guests. The good news is that all of my guests this week, or for this, at least for this month, maybe she could be a guest on another month. I don't know. I'm not sure who Lisa Kaplan is, but all of the guests are people that are close friends or family to me. They're not quilters. They're not YouTube people. So. Beverly says goodbye, everyone. Take care. Goodbye, Beverly. Thanks so much for joining us. We are just about finished with our stream anyway, so you're not going to miss much. I'm just going to put this here away. Then we're probably going to end the stream here. Judy says, I have been in my house over 30 years and have no plans on moving. Yeah, I agree with you, Judy. I've been in this house for, we moved into this house when the girls were 3 weeks old. And they are now 20. Going to be 21 in March. I feel so old. So I've had to refinance it a couple times for different reasons, so there's no way I'm not even close to paying it off. But, yeah, I have no plans for moving. I've been in the house almost 20 years. No, more than 20 years now. And, yeah, I'll be here at least another 20. At least. So. Alright, guys. Well, we have finished everything we wanted to do today, and we actually got a little bit more done than we had planned on. I had planned on just cutting, but we were actually able to start a little bit of sewing and get stuff ready for the next time. So the next time we come back to this, we'll be putting the rest of the roofs together, and then we're going to be starting on some other stuff too. So it looks like hourglass units of some kind. I don't know. Looks like a lot of fun. Just a reminder, this is what the pattern looks like. There you go. Really cool. It's got these cute little houses on it. It's really cute. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. We'll be working on that next week, or not next week. Next time, not next week. Naomi says, I'm going back to my own house. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Due to work, we've been living on other people's properties for the past 12 years. Oh my gosh. We're finally free and so empowering to return home. Oh wow, Naomi, that is incredible. Wow, 12 years living with other people. That's just crazy. That is just crazy how that happens. My goodness. Well, congratulations to you. I'm really excited for you. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I'm jealous. I only have 1 bathroom. It's a little bitty, teeny, tiny one. It's only 1, but that's all right. We figured out how to make it work for us. It took us a few years, but we got it working. So now it's just me and Mr. Wizard. But when we had all the kids in the house, it was, especially those weekends when we used to have all 5 kids in the house, it was a little crazy having 5 girls, well, 6 including myself, with 1 bathroom. It was a challenge. Thank goodness it was only for a couple of days, but it was always a lot of fun and a challenge for sure. So, all right, guys, I am going to leave you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. We got so much done in this project. I can't wait till next week when we pick up again with our t-shirt project. I've got some new fabric I'm going to show you guys next week on that. So I bought the background fabric for the zoo pattern. So we've got everything for the t-shirt one. We've got everything mounted and we've got everything stabilized. So we're going to go ahead and start trimming up our blocks and then sewing them together. That project is going to come together pretty quickly. So I'm really excited for that one. We might do a little bit of unique quilting on that one. We'll have to wait and see. I still have 2 more quilt tops that I have to get over to the long arm. I have not had the opportunity to reach out to her to find out if she can do them or not. So I really need to get my butt in gear, get those done. I'm hoping to have those ready for Christmas, so I should probably get going on that. Alright guys, you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I am not entirely sure what I'm going to spend the rest of my weekend doing. Probably chores of some kind, because I really didn't do a whole lot yesterday. Anyway, I will see you all next weekend. Thank you again so much for joining me, and see you soon. Bye-bye.